Hey friends, happy Friday morning. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Just wanted to share something that was on my heart this morning, something that I really, really hope blesses you. You know, as you can tell, I'm out here later than normal. Larry and I got home super late last night. We had a work conference in New Orleans and it was a fun time. But I tell you what, I definitely realized why I gave my treadmill away. Don't want to get on that sucker for a long time. And I definitely realized why I love being out here so much. Just the solitude and the peace and the quiet. It just restores my soul and just renews my energy. But speaking of that, I just want to share this story in Luke 8, starting in verse 40. This was part of my Bible study, and I've been meditating on it. Tells a story of Jairus, right? And Jairus came to Jesus, and he came and he said, "Jesus, I need you to come to my house. My daughter's dying." I'm paraphrasing. I highly encourage you to read this. And it said while he was on the way that Jesus was thronged with people. They were just almost suffocating him, right? This is what it means, that he was being crushed. And I couldn't help but think, you know, we did the usual things that people do in New Orleans, even though we were super busy. We did have time to go down to Bourbon Street to kind of walk along the street. And I told Larry, I said, man, there's so many people down here. There's such big crowds in the middle of the day on a weekday. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be down here at night or on a weekend. But, you know, I just couldn't help but think that, you know, I was looking around and I was seeing crowds, but Jesus was in this crowd that was pressing upon him, but he saw individuals. He knew everybody that was there. He knew what they were going through, and that should fill you with peace if nothing else. But the story gets even better. It says that a woman who had a bleeding disorder for 12 years, let me remind you, she was considered unclean. She wasn't supposed to be in the crowd. She wasn't supposed to be touched, and she wasn't supposed to touch anybody. But it says that she came up behind him and she touched the hem of his robe, and with that she was instantly healed. Now Jesus knew this because he said, "Who touched me?" And the disciples were in awe, of course, like anybody would be. And they said, "Jesus, look at these crowds. How can you know if anybody touched you? They're all pressing into you." And Jesus said, "I felt power go out of me." And he felt it because at the moment that she touched the robe, she was totally healed. You just love that, or what? There were so many people around him that were brushing by him, but she wanted more than just to merely brush by Jesus. She needed an encounter with Jesus. She needed to be touched by Jesus, not just to brush by him. And I love the rest of the story because she said that upon hearing this, that in all humility, she came to him and she got down and she explained, "Jesus, this is why I had to touch you." And I love this because Jesus told her, he says, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." Do you love that, or what? He called her daughter. He had never called anybody daughter before because Jesus knew at the end of the day she needed more than just physical healing. All these years where she wasn't allowed to go into crowds and wasn't allowed to be with anybody must have left just an indelible mark on her mind and her heart and her spirit. She needed more than just to be physically restored. She needed to be restored spiritually and mentally. And this is what Jesus does. He renewed and he restored her. He called her daughter, and then he told her to go in peace. Do you just love that, or what? Now, guys, I just wanted to share, this is what I gleaned from this story, is that there's so many people in our world that need an encounter with Jesus, but they're just they will settle for just brushing by him, and they wonder why their life is not being changed. We all have a disease like this woman, and it's the disease of sin. We are incapable of curing it on our own. It alienates us from people. It alienates us from God. It destroys us from the inside out. And the only hope that we have, a doctor can't cure it. Nobody can cure it. Not all the money in the world can cure it. Nothing can cure it except for an encounter with Jesus Christ. It's this humble encounter when we come to him and say, "Jesus, I can't do it on my own. I need you. I need a touch from you. I need healing from you." And at that, Jesus, with all the power that he has, can do that. He can restore us and redeem us, and we can go in peace. Guys, I really, really hope that blesses you. I'm going to finish up my run and get off to enjoy the beautiful day. It's going to be a great day.